Hello and welcome to Marketing and Margaritas. Today is a Shreddy soundbite episode where we go through an FAQ, little thinky pieces, or something we just want to share with you. Today, we thought we would share our experience on how to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm. So it's something I got asked recently and I thought it would be a cool topic because I think when I want to do something, I'm just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Whereas for other people, they're like, let me look at all the best ways to do this, which is a quite considered and mature approach to things.
Okay, so part of the rollout was planned in that regard as to where we would upload it and how we would roll it out. But the actual getting started and recording was like, I think Jade had an idea and like the first note is how long did it take us to decide?
Yeah, I don't think there was a long thinking process on this.
No, so Jade is a plethora of ideas all the time, and what actually comes to fruition is it looks like a lot from the outside, but the freaking drawing board is massive. It's nuts. And if we let her have whiteboards as drawing boards, our whole office would be taken over.
I know. I wish we had whiteboards at work.
So being the introvert I am, Jade was like, let's do a podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Never mentioned it again.
Coax her towards something else that's bright and shiny. Over here, look.
Next minute, we were recording a podcast.
I think for us, the reason why we did do it is obviously because we're marketing people. And so we understand that this is a marketing tool.
Yes.
It's a channel for us to potentially attract and convert customers and even like staff and all that kind of thing as well. But it's also, I think for both of us, about educating and empowering business owners, marketing people who just are interested in marketing, all that scope, anyone who wants to learn more about that stuff. We like sharing that journey and those ideas and inspiration stuff with people. Like I think for us that is, it's just a really fun thing to do as long as we both believe in as well.
It's not part of Rebel's brand or Your and I's to keep everything, all the trade secrets under lock.
Yes,
that is not how we do business. We offer training for clients. We're more than happy, like, you want to do the wax? Sure, we'll train you how. You want us to do the wax? Sure, we'll look after it for you. Like, we are not worried about that kind of thing. So this was a natural flow on for that.
I couldn't say that better. That's exactly it. I think also, like, for me, my heart's very much in the regions, and so showcasing not just the fact that marketing works a little bit differently here. So like a regional marketing perspective, I think was important.
Yeah.
But I think also showcasing expertise, like not that we're fucking gurus and shit like that, but I think the fact that, people actually know what they're doing, even if they don't live in a metro area. I think that's a really important message to get out in every industry, basically.
Yeah.
And also so I could get all my rants out. Yay!
How's that going?
No, they don't stop. I was actually doing a big rant on the weekend and my person was like, what are you doing? And I said, oh my God, you don't know me well enough for this. This is actually a common occurrence.
Right, fair enough.
So how does one start not a marketing podcast, a podcast?
Any podcast. Well, it's very technical. We have a laptop recording.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Just any audio recording program will pretty much do.
Ours is free, isn't it?
Yeah, it was already on the computer. I don't know if it was put there or if it was just already on my laptop, but we use Audacity.
Which we can link to in the show notes.
Yeah, so that works absolutely fine for what we do. Josh edits it up in another fancy program. We leave that to him. But I think the first few were pretty raw. Like, we would cut if we really made a mistake. Otherwise, we didn't worry too much about editing. We have a pretty standard buy-off-the-shelf microphone. This
one's a blue.
No, it is a Yeti brand.
Oh, it's a Yeti blue.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we got the covers.
Yeah, we got little fluffy covers to help with sound absorption. We've checked out a couple of local studios.
Yeah, we did try a few different places and stuff, but I sort of wanted our own
space because we bring other people in. But yeah, we've there's other facilities, especially in the Mackay region. The library has a recording sound booth. The Split Spaces has a recording sound booth. So we've checked those out.
And they were both like really cool. I think it was more just that I knew I wanted to move towards a vodcast at some stage. And so how it looked and everything. Yeah, exactly. Like I wanted something that was more in our control sort of thing.
Yeah. So the mic setup, you can go full guns. You can go
I think we just got from JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah, this one, we've just got one that we're sharing, as you can see. Obviously, when we have more people in, we have multiple mics.
Notice how it's turned towards Alana? That's because my voice doesn't need any extra amplification.
Yeah, we've like instructed her to laugh away from the microphone. No, like it's really not that hard. Obviously, there are some really professional and polished podcasts out there that, you know.
That's not us, but yeah, there are some.
That doesn't align with our brand. That's not who we are. We're given the trade secrets. We just started and we evolved from there. Yeah. So it's not too hard.
So my wrap-up tip for this one is something that with hindsight, I think we should have done, which is, so straight away, Lani and I are both big batches. So we believe in, if you're wanting to be efficient with your time, then rather than doing higgledy-piggledy pieces, which I definitely still fucking do all the time, it's better to do a batch of things in one go.
Yep.
Because you're in that mindset, you're all set up for it, blah, blah, whatever it is.
It's more time efficient.
So we did that with the podcast. Our first podcast was actually our first batch of podcasts. I
think the first 3, yeah.
Yeah. And so now, and obviously, like, you know, we had some sound issues and a few other bits and pieces. It was an echo, like it was at our office, it was echoey, all this kind of shit. And it's not like, it's definitely not good, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
But however, if I was doing it again, I probably would have just done one as a test case.
Yeah.
Listened back to it, learnt from it, and then because I think we quite quickly got to where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then we just make small improvements as we go.
Yeah.
But the first 3 versus the next 6 or whatever is significantly different to me.
Yeah.
So I think if we'd done one and then listened back, learnt from it, then from then on, I think we would have made that jump sooner.
Yeah. So we would proof the first few as we were learning, but now we get the team to do it because we're not very good at watching or listening to ourselves.
Okay, man.
I feel like most people would have this feeling, like watching and listening to yourself do anything is always a little bit cringe.
Yeah.
So definitely having someone else to help you with that process or give you any feedback would be really valuable.
And we did. We actually asked the team to like critique it and pull it apart and stuff too, to give us feedback on things, which I think is where the whole me not being too close to the microphone thing came from, because I am layout. Like, as all jokes aside, it is actually can be a bit annoying sort of thing. But I think learning from other people's opinions and stuff was really useful as well. But I think it's also like for us, you know, again, we were trying to be like getting all organized and stuff and doing those first few, whatever, rather than potentially just giving ourselves that little bit of opportunity to
make mistakes and grow quickly.
Yeah, exactly, sort of thing. So, and again, it's not a huge deal.
No.
It just means that instead of one sort of blah episode, we've got 3 sort of blah episodes.
And to this day, we haven't canned them.
No,
the content is still valuable. They're still
we
aligned.
always say that. The content's actually still really good.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to cringe when you listen to it.
And we all have the process of learning. Like, no one's going to come out and do anything perfect the first time. So don't hold yourself to that standard.
Yeah, 100%.
Fabulous. Good luck. If you feel like starting a podcast, go for gold. If you have any questions, email us through. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, 100%.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Marketing and Margaritas. Find more free marketing tips, tricks and laughs at rebelnation.com.au.